Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, something that agents get a lot of bad press for is the thing of gazumping. So you found a property, you're under offer on it, you've agreed a price with the seller, and then suddenly you get a call from an agent to say that your offer no longer stands. You've either got to increase it to secure the property, or indeed they might be proceeding with another buyer who is paying more money, and agents get such bad press for that. The reality is it's not our fault. We are duty bound by law and regulation to act for our client, who is the seller. And it is not for us to decide which offer they should or shouldn't accept, be that on ethics, morals, all of that. It's for our client to decide how they want to proceed. So up to the point of exchange, we have to put to them every single offer that is made. And of course, sellers react to that differently. Some stick to their guns and say, no, I'm in a deal with this particular buyer. I wouldn't want that done to me. But others take the tempt of the other higher offer. Sometimes it can be big sums of money, really difficult to put yourself in a seller's shoes and think maybe turning down £50,000 just on a handshake of a deal. It doesn't happen so much anymore, gazumping. But what is happening a lot is gazundering. So gazundering is where you're under offer on a property, agreed to purchase it, and the buyer looks to reduce the price. It's been interesting to see 1 in 3, about 33% of sale, when a recent report that asked sellers, 33% of sellers that they had to have a price renegotiation. I have nowhere near that amount here in Madison's. I have to say that's not typical of what we do at all. I would say for us it's more around 10%, perhaps 1 in 10. The reasons for it, well, over 50, sorry, no, not the reasons, I'll get that in a second. The timing of it, 50% of those gazundering offers would happen sort of 2 weeks or more from exchange, 15% within 2 weeks, but a staggering 35% happened in the last week drawing up to exchange. That's just bad form in my opinion. The biggest reason, down valuation from a mortgage, which means you simply can't raise as much money, or a survey which has found things that you weren't expecting and you've got to renegotiate on the price. So most sellers, 75% of sellers, said they still went through with the transaction because they felt that the reasons for the price reduction were warranted. It was unexpected. Survey issues, or equally a mortgage down valuation, the buyer simply couldn't proceed unless that price cut happened. Where there was no tolerance for it was where it is citing a change in the market, where buyers are coming back and going, look, the economic forecast is not as positive, therefore I think I should get a reduction, or simply silly devils at the end, at the 11th hour, where basically they're sort of saying, look, I want to spend less on your property. Sellers aren't up for that at all. And those particular purchases, they walked away. They would rather accept less, but to a buyer with more integrity. They get very passionate about their neighbours, I find, sellers. And if someone acts in bad form, that gives you a sense that they're not a particularly nice person. And so, yeah, they don't want their neighbours to suffer that person. So there you go. Gazumping, gazundering, it all goes on. We don't have so much of that as Madison's, as I said. I like to think we put together the right deal at the beginning, lots of communication throughout, but occasionally it happens. I had a price negotiation only yesterday following a survey, all successfully resolved, which is great. So yeah, I just thought you might like to know a little bit about that. Well, of course, we are experiencing a slightly tougher market at the moment than we were in the last 2 years. A very normal market, I would say, if you look back to 2019. But as a result, their recent report came out and found that far more double sellers are switching agents at the moment. Of course, during the pandemic, everything was selling, everyone's happy with their agent, but during this tougher market, it can take a little bit longer. And most sellers switched around sort of 6 weeks if they were going to switch. It's really interesting. I have more sellers at the moment definitely talking about switching agents because it just takes longer. No matter what you do, no matter how proactive you are, you can be doing lots and lots of things, changing photos around, calling the property out, hunting down on feedback for every potential interest that you get. But if the price is out at the moment, it's all about price, you're just not going to get a buyer. We tend to find that people who come to us having instructed an agent before, so we are what's called the second agent, they stay with us till the end. because they get that although we still might not get that result as quickly as possible, we are doing a lot to try and get there, and we stay highly motivated and proactive to do that all the time. So yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? If you instruct an agent to do so your much beloved home, which you think will go in a heartbeat, and it doesn't, it's all a bit depressing, and you blame the agent, not other factors that might be going on. Price, shift in the market, your house might not be as presented as well as many buyers want, it might be a bit quirky, that all goes into the mix of finding the right level, so quite interesting there. Well, I've really enjoyed watching Alan and Amanda's Italian adventure, where they've been renovating that property in Sicily for charity. They bought it for €1, they've renovated it, it's now up for sale for €145,000 with Sotheby's, and they're going to give the proceeds to some very worthy causes. And isn't it been fascinating to watch their journey? I've loved it. A little bit of what goes on in Sicily, a place I really want to put on my holiday destination list now, and just showing what a great refurb can do. I reckon they're probably in for that total cost of €145,000 with the refurb. I thought they did an absolutely cracking job. I just didn't like Amanda's bedroom, I've got to be honest. I think Alan was absolutely right. Jars with the rest of the property. You've got to think of your target buyer is, not do it for you. That's a classic example, doing something refurb for what you like, not what your target buyer likes. The rest of the property they've done up in beautiful Italian continental tones. It feels very authentic to its roots. That bedroom, it does not. Feels like a bit of Hollywood. It's all wrong. Anyway, that's just my humble opinion. I think it will sell. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. You can find it all over the internet if you want to have a look at it. Absolutely fascinating. And watch the programme on iPlayer if you haven't watched it. It's great. We've launched a lovely property just outside Groombridge, Silver Howe, on at 1.195 million. It's got glorious views. If you want a sense of rural escape and idyll in the heart of the Kent, East Sussex countryside, then this one gives it all for you. Beautifully presented, wonderful kitchen diner, views to die for. If you'd like to see any more details on that, please give us a call. I hope you have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.